Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. And welcome to the second episode in my new series, Early 2000s Movie Makeovers. So if you missed the video I did in this series last week, I reviewed the movie Aquamarine starring Sarah Paxton, JoJo, and Emma Roberts. It was a real fun time. I definitely recommend you go check that out. And this week, if you couldn't tell from the title and from my ensemble, we are going to be talking about the Cheetah Girls. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. So let's get right into it. The Cheetah Girls is a movie about music, friendship, and staying true to yourself. The Cheetah Girls was a Disney Channel original movie, and it was based off a book series by the same name by Deborah Gregory. It came out in 2003, and it starred Raven Simone as Galleria, Adrienne Bailon as Chanel, Sabrina Bryan as Dorinda, and Keely Williams as Aqua. The Cheetah Girls was also produced by Whitney Houston, which is just so freaking cool. She produced the Cheetah Girls 1 and 2, and she did the Princess Diaries, so literally an incredible woman. Oh my gosh, I thought that was such a fun fact. So the movie The Cheetah Girls actually came out the same year that That's So Raven premiered, so Raven was fresh off of getting her own show, and she's starring in this incredible new movie. She was just on top of the world, and I was the biggest Raven Simone fan. Oh my gosh. I mean, when I say I was obsessed, I mean I was truly obsessed, to the point where whenever I would play pretend with my friends, like we would play house or something, I would make them call me Raven because that's how badly I wanted to be Raven Simone. So this movie just holds a super special place in my heart, and I'm so excited to be sharing it with you here today and transforming myself into Galleria. As you can see, I already got, a little bit of the Galleria vibe. I'm going off of this look, the iconic look from the end of the movie, and like I said in my last early 2000s movie transformation video, I'm not going for her exact makeup look. I'm going for how I would have wanted to do her makeup if I were the makeup artist on that movie. So of course, as always, it's gonna be a little more dramatic than the original makeup look, but it's gonna be a freaking blast, and I'm gonna make it super cheetah-licious. So put on your velvet tracksuit and grab your cheetah print ear warmers, because we're getting into it right now. Alright, so after receiving some super kind and constructive feedback on my last video, I am just going to be applying the makeup and not talking about what I'm applying, but I will be sure to list it all down below for you if you're interested. Okay, so jumping right into the movie. At the beginning of the Cheetah Girls, it opens on the Cheetah Girls performing their iconic song, Together We Can. And they are performing this song at a children's birthday party. They're really setting the scene where this movie is going to take place. It takes place in Manhattan, New York City. Hey, that's where I live. Actually, I live in Queens, but I do still live in New York City. But they're showing us, the city. They're showing us them performing at this kid's birthday party, and the Cheetah Girls are killing it. It's very quickly established that they are a girl group. They're not just a couple of kids, standing up and singing at a kid's birthday party. Like, this is a girl group with serious star power. And so obviously the performance goes well. They do have a little bit of a slip up where all of the girls except for Galleria end up tripping, but I mean, it's just a kid's birthday party, so it's really not that big of a deal. And after the performance, they're all talking about how it's going and everything, and Chanel expresses that maybe they're not ready for the talent show since they did have that little trip up in the background there, but Galleria assures them that they are absolutely ready for the talent show and that they've all been working really hard and doing really great, and they shouldn't worry about those slip-ups at all. So really establishing, that this is a good group of friends. They're a group together, they're a singing, performing group, but they all really encourage each other, so really establishing this bond as friends, and also establishing that they are going to be auditioning for the talent show at their school. And this is not just a regular run-of-the-mill talent show, this is the back-to-school talent show at their school, and they are hoping to be the first freshmen to ever win the talent show. Oh my gosh, they are so bold. My freshman year, I had just gotten my braces on right before we went back to school, and I was just trying not to be seen, and these girls are over here trying to win a talent show. I mean, I admire their confidence so much. So now, cut to next scene. The girls leave the birthday party, and now Chanel and Galleria are just walking around town, and they walk by this CD store, which has a big poster of Jackal Johnson, who they acknowledge is a big record producer who apparently used to go to their high school. And they start talking about how they're going to be big stars, and they want to work with him someday, and they just want to be famous, and they're singing and dancing outside of the store, just really being very eccentric. They're very very theatrical gals, probably Leos, the both of them, but we love them so much and we admire their big dreams. Alright, so now we cut to auditions for the talent show. The girls perform their hit song Cinderella and wear some of the most iconic cheetah outfits you have ever seen. There is such good fashion in this movie. I mean, it's no secret, I'm a huge fan of early 2000s fashion, but there are just truly iconic costumes in this movie. Especially, I love the ones they wear when they perform Cinderella. I think they're so cute. They got the cheetah print, but they also got little pops of white. It's just a 2003 dream. It is incredible and I love it so much. But so they perform their song Cinderella. Obviously, we already know they're talented. It's a hit. They get into the talent show. The talent show director, whose name is Drinka, is incredibly impressed with them. But then, who walks through the back of the auditorium but freaking Jackal Johnson? Remember the guy we were just talking about who Galleria and Chanel were talking about outside of the CD store? He's the big record producer. He's the guy who they want to work with. And I did also mention that he happened to go to their high school, so he says that he saw the talent show banner and just decided to pop in and look, which, like, how random. What a totally random coincidence, but you know, obviously works out really well for the girls. And he immediately starts talking about how he can recognize talent and he knows they're going to be the next big thing and he wants to work with them. But Galleria's mom, who's sitting in the audience, is like, absolutely not, no way. I love Galleria's mom. She's, you know, she's a very protective mother. She's a very good mom, just looking out for her kids and everything. And she's like, whoa, like, these girls need to focus on school. They do not need to be like leaving school to go record records or anything. So obviously the girls are devastated because they're like freaking 14. I did not realize how young they were supposed to be in this movie, but so obviously, you know, they're teens. They're upset. They want to record the record with him. But Jackal Johnson gives Galleria his card anyways, and he's like, you know what, if your mom changes your mind, give me a call. So when Galleria goes home from the talent show audition, she ends up getting in a big fight with her mom. You know, she's really upset. She feels like her mom is interfering with her big break here. This is Jackal Johnson, baby. He is a big time producer. So she's really upset that her mom won't let her do this. But Galleria's dad ends up talking to her mom and being like, hey, I know you're just trying to protect the girls, but like, you gotta let them make their own mistakes. So she ends up changing her mind and saying like, okay, you can give him a call, but you gotta let me go with you to the meeting because like, I gotta look out for my girls. Like, you're literally teenagers. Obviously, she's gonna have to go with you. So she's all excited. Now they're gonna get to meet with the producer. But we also have another little sidebar where we see Chanel and her mom fighting as well because Chanel's mom is dating this guy from France. I know this doesn't seem like it's gonna be relevant, but it is gonna be relevant later in the movie, okay? So Chanel's mom has this boyfriend, Louis, and he's from France, and she's always off doing things with Louis, and she's kind of been ignoring Chanel lately, which has been making her feel really bad. So her and her mom kind of have a fight as well, but then her mom's like, oh, I'm sorry, we haven't been spending time together. We'll go on a big shopping spree later. And Chanel's like, okay, that's fine for now, I guess. Okay, so now we cut to the big meeting with Jackal Johnson. And at this meeting, Jackal Johnson says that he wants to record a demo with the girls. You know, basically he's already like, I want to work with you. It's a done deal type of thing. Oh my gosh, I also forgot to mention that this demo that they're supposed to be recording with Jackal Johnson just so happens to be on the same day as the talent show, which Galleria saw no problem with. She was like, whatever, screw the talent show. Obviously we need to record with Jackal Johnson. But she really doesn't even ask the other girls their feelings about it. She just goes ahead and makes the decision for them. So Galleria is definitely starting to be a little bit of a diva at this point, and the other girls are not feeling super hot about it. And I mentioned that Galleria is kind of starting to act like a diva in front of Jackal, but she's also starting to do it at school. So word got around school pretty quickly, I guess, that Jackal Johnson wants to record a demo with the Cheetah Girls. So all the kids at school want to sit at the Cheetah Girls lunch table and want to listen to what's going on with Jackal and everything, but Galleria kind of like stonewalls the situation, and like she's the one telling everyone how excited Jackal is to work with her and kind of making it all about her and not really about the Cheetah Girls. And at this point, the rest of the Cheetah Girls are fed up, and Dorinda and Aqua even say to Chanel, like, you need to talk to Galleria. Galleria and Chanel were friends before the other two girls. They've been friends since they were like babies, so they're like, you need to talk to her. You need to get her out of this diva mindset because she's truly driving us nuts. So cut to talent show rehearsal. Galleria walks right up to the director of the talent show and she's like, hey, yeah, we're actually like two big time time for this now, so we're gonna be making a demo with Jackal Johnson instead of going to the talent show. And obviously the talent show director is really disappointed. She's like, oh man, I really wish you would have stuck to your commitment here and everything, because she had been working with them. But Galleria is just continuing to be a diva. You know, she definitely has tunnel vision on this Jackal Johnson thing, and she's not thinking about anything else. And she's just being really rude to everyone at this talent show rehearsal, especially to Dorinda. She's talking to Dorinda about Saturday and making their demo with Jackal Johnson, and she printed out pictures of outfits for Dorinda as like inspiration, I guess, for her to wear, which doesn't sound like that bad of a thing to do in practice, but she basically told Dorinda, like, you need to take these are non-optional because you always wear the same thing when we go to things and you need to be presentable, which is just like not a nice thing to say to your friend. We've kind of had illusions so far that Dorinda might be hiding something. We don't fully know a lot about Dorinda's personal life at this point. The only thing we do know is that Dorinda is lying about the building that she's living in, but it's clear that there's something up that Dorinda isn't telling them. But Galleria did not have to be that rude and tell her that she never dresses presentable, because that's just a really mean thing to say to your friend. Also, it just continues to perpetuate the idea that Galleria clearly views herself as the leader of the group, because she gave those pictures to Dorinda and made her take them and was like, this is non-negotiable, you need to start dressing better. So all around, Galleria is just being a big diva and driving everybody nuts. Alright, so in this next scene, Chanel goes home. Remember I mentioned earlier that she's supposed to be going on a shopping trip with her mom. That was kind of supposed to be her mom's way of making up time to her, since she's been spending a lot of time with her boyfriend lately. Well, Chanel goes home to her apartment and her mom left her a little note saying that her boyfriend surprised her with Broadway tickets, so she's not actually going to be able to go on that shopping spree with her after all. But she left Chanel her card. Holy freaking moly, I can't imagine if my mom just gave me her credit card and said go shopping. But Chanel does pretty much what you could expect any 14-year-old to do with their mom's credit card, and she buys a ton of stuff. And then after she buys all this stuff, she ends up going to Dorinda's apartment, or what she thought was Dorinda's apartment. The doorman at the apartment ends up telling Chanel that Dorinda doesn't really live in that apartment and that she lives in the superintendent's apartment around the corner. And when Chanel knocks on the apartment of the superintendent's apartment, that's when she ends up finding out that Dorinda is actually in foster care and has been not lying about her family, but she's just been withholding information about her family, and it kind of all falls into place of why Dorinda feels a bit ashamed of where she comes from, because it's kind of clear in the rest of the movie, not that the rest of the girls are rich per se, but they're at least like well off. I mean, honestly, I think Galleria's family is rich because they live in like a nice brownstone in Manhattan, but Chanel is super empathetic and understanding, and she actually ended up bringing Dorinda some clothes before she even knew any of this. She went shopping with her mom's credit card and bought a bunch of clothes, and she ended up bringing some for Dorinda since Galleria kept giving her such a hard time about wearing the same outfits over and over again. So she brought her some cute clothes. They have a nice little moment over it, and yeah, that was a cute little friendship moment, and nice that Dorinda was finally able to be honest with her friend. Alright, so now we cut to a scene where Galleria and Chanel are having a sleepover the night before they record the demo with Jackal Johnson. And at this sleepover, Chanel does attempt to confront Galleria about her behavior and is basically like, hey, you're acting like you're like the leader of this group and like we're all just like your background people, you know, when we're the Cheetah Girls, we're all equal members. And Galleria is basically like, yeah, I know, but I have to, and you're all gonna be so grateful when we become really rich and famous and get our record deal. Chanel even tells Galleria how Dorinda is in foster care and how like she's been being really mean to her about her outfits and everything, when really it's nothing Dorinda can do to control. And instead of being understanding about that, Galleria is like, oh, so she understands like how badly we need this, basically implying like, oh, she's poor, so she should like definitely be following my lead so that we can get rich and famous. Galleria is just out of control at this point, you know, she's being a huge diva, she's just being mean to everybody and not being a good friend at all. But the girls still all go through with the demo, so the next day they show up to Jackal Johnson's recording studio, and he starts to tell them about his idea for the Cheetah Girls. First of all, he doesn't want them to be the Cheetah Girls anymore. He wants their name to be changed to the Global Get Down, and his marketing team starts talking about their idea for them to all be different animals. They start bringing out these masks. They give Dorinda a panda mask. It's like some weird stuff that they're presenting here to them. And as soon as they get the mask, Galleria's like, oh, we can't sing under these. And Jackal Johnson Johnson's like, oh, that's okay, you don't have to, like, we'll have it all on the track for you. And Galleria's like, oh, we don't lip sync. And he's like, oh, that's okay, we can teach you how. And as soon as he says the thing about lip syncing, Galleria's like, no, that's it. So she hands him her CD and is like, we're gonna perform our song for you and like show you what we do. So they start singing Girl Power, which is one of my absolute favorite songs that the Cheetah Girls do. And it's a really appropriate song for them to sing because the song Girl Power is all about like staying true to yourself and staying true to who you are, but Jackal does not get that message at all. And he then plays the girls the song that he wants them to sing, which is called All Around the World, and it literally sucks. It's so bad. It's just not the Cheetah Girls style at all, you know? And obviously it's a song they didn't write. And Galleria is really proud of all of the songs that she has written for the Cheetah Girls. So that's like the last straw for her. She's like, I'm out. We don't want to do this. Like, girls, we're out of here. Let's go. Which, even though the other girls aren't thrilled about this change of pace either, they are just so sick of Galleria acting like she's in charge of the Cheetah Girls. Like, she's the only one who gets to make decisions for them. So they pull her aside and they're like, hey, you might not need this, but like some of us do need this, and we really can't have you making decisions for us like that. But then Galleria's like, okay, let me make it easy for you. Like, I'm out of the group. I'm out of the Cheetah Girls. You don't have to worry about me anymore. And she leaves. And after Galleria leaves, the girls go back into the room and Jackal's basically like, oh, no big deal. We can replace her, no problem. And now we'll make Chanel the lead of the group and it can be Chanel in the global get down. But the Cheetah Girls are like, okay, no, we're gonna have to think about it still. Like, we'll get back to you. And then the rest of the girls leave. All right, so then we have a little scene which doesn't seem very relevant, but it's relevant to the end of the story, where Galleria goes back to the school and she's like ripping on the piano. She's playing a little snippet of Cheetah Sisters, which we're gonna see later in the movie. And this cute boy walks in, who is another one of the boys who's been kind of like teasing her throughout the whole movie. I haven't really mentioned him yet because honestly, I don't think they ever say his name and I don't remember what it is, but it's this guy. He's on the screen right now. Ooh, what an early 2000s dreamboat. But so he walks in on Galleria practicing her song and he's basically like, hey, you're really good. And she's like, oh, well, Jackal Johnson doesn't think that this song is worthy of being recorded. He didn't like it at all. But you know, he's a sweet boy or whatever, so he's like telling her like, oh, you don't need Jackal Johnson. Sometimes you gotta walk alone, you know? And they almost kiss, but they don't. But yeah, that's basically all there is to that scene, but it's important for later in the movie. So then on the evening of the talent show, Galleria is walking around town with her family, and then her mom and dad leave and leave her walking around with her dog Toto. So her and Toto are walking around and they end up walking by the CD store that Galleria and Chanel walked by earlier in the movie. And Galleria sees that they have a poster up of this global get down group that they wanted the Cheetah Girls to be. And since they're all wearing masks, Galleria immediately assumes that the other Cheetah Girls just ended up going through with it and being a part of the new group, and she's really disappointed to see that. She gets a little distracted, and then her dog, Toto, gets away from her, and he ends up falling into a hole in the ground. So Toto falling into this manhole or whatever it is quickly becomes like a huge news story. The news immediately shows up and starts broadcasting this story on TV. All of the Cheetah Girls see this on the news and they run to go be by Galleria's side. And apparently Toto getting stuck in this manhole was like really, really dangerous because the fire department ends up shutting off the power for a second, and so the power goes off at the talent show too. And for some reason when the backup generator comes back on, I guess one of the groups that was performing had like some sort of TV thing involved, but so Galleria's face pops up on the TV talking about Toto being stuck and everything, so then everybody from the talent show runs to go help her too. So when the other Cheetah Girls get there, Galleria is freaking thrilled. She's like, oh my gosh, my friends, you came to help me. And immediately Chanel, Dorinda, and Aqua are like, no, we came to help with Toto. We saw you on the news. Like, we're strictly here for the dog. Do not perceive this as us forgiving you for being really mean for the last like week. And the firefighter who's helping to get Toto out is like, you guys need to keep talking. Like, he responds to you talking. We need you to try to call to him. He keeps getting further stuck. This is becoming a very urgent situation. So Galleria says, okay guys, let's sing Together We Can. So they start singing Together We Can, and of course Toto likes to dance, so he starts coming out when they sing Together We Can, and oh my gosh, Toto is saved. Like, you think this is gonna be like the end of the movie and everything's all good, but it's not, because as soon as Toto is saved, the girls are like, oh great, like we're so glad that Toto is okay and everything. But yeah, we're peacing out now because we're still mad at you, Galleria. And so remember I said all the kids from the talent show showed up too? So after the Cheetah Girls start walking away and everything, Galleria runs over to cute talent show boy and she whispers to him like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to play something for me. So he starts playing the beginning of the song Cheetah Sisters. And so Galleria starts singing, and literally like 4 words in, all of the Cheetah Girls start hopping in and like singing their parts. It's like the song that reunites them as friends. And then they put on this really like incredible performance of the song Cheetah Sisters, and it's like the news is still filming and everything. They have this really, honestly, very impressive, I wanted to say cringe at first, but it's not even cringe. It's just a really impressive song and dance number that they do singing Cheetah Sisters. They're doing little dances with the firefighters. They're moving around with like brooms and traffic cones and stuff, and it's honestly genuinely very impressive. And then they cut to Jackal Johnson seeing them on the news, and he's like, oh man, I really blew it on this one. So then they end up finishing their song and everything, and everyone's all happy and everything because they did such a great performance. And surprise, the talent show director decides that the Cheetah Girls won the talent show, even though they didn't really end up performing at the talent show, but they performed in the street, and so it counts anyways, and yay, they won the talent show, so they get to have their little record deal anyways. Dang it, I don't think I ever mentioned that the prize for the talent show was like you got time in a recording studio, so not really a record deal, but they're gonna get their time in the recording studio regardless. And then to really tie all the loose ends together on this movie, Jackal Johnson ends up calling Galleria on her cell phone and trying to be like, oh, I want to work with you guys again, and all of the Cheetah Girls get to take turns telling him off and being like, no, we don't want to work with you because we're gonna do things our way. We don't need you to be successful because we're staying true to ourselves. Remember what I said, that the movie is about friendship and cheetahs and music and staying true to yourself? It is. So that's a really, you know, powerful moment for them at the end there. Also Galleria and the flirty boy from the talent show kiss, but honestly he's really not very relevant to this movie. He's kind of just sprinkled in because that used to very much be the formula for early 2000s movies. You had to have somewhat of a love interest. Again, as I said, I don't even know his name. There's a 90% chance that it's Chad, but I'm not confident on that. But basically, that is the end of the movie The Cheetah Girls. And that also brings us to the end of my Galleria makeup transformation. What do you guys think? Did you notice that I attempted to do little cheetah spots on my eyes here? I think this would have been a super cute and fun look for Raven to wear in the Cheetah Girls movie, but I did keep some similarities to Raven's original look. You know, let's do a little side by side. She's got the pink eyeshadow for sure. She's giving us frosty pink eyeshadow this whole movie, so I definitely tried to keep with the frosty pink eyeshadow and the frosty lips. Oh my gosh, they all have such frosty lip gloss on through this whole movie, which I love. I think the frosty lip is super, super cute. I also got little frosty pink nails. I don't know if you guys noticed. And my favorite star earring accessories. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with this one. I feel like a 2003 dream girl. I feel so powerful. I feel like I want to go sing on the streets of Manhattan and rescue a dog from a manhole. But what did you guys think? Do you feel like this is a good Cheetah Girls look? Do you guys like the Cheetah Girls? Do you want me to do the Cheetah Girls 2? I'm not gonna do the Cheetah Girls 3 One World because that one doesn't even have Raven in it, and honestly it's my least favorite of the 3, but the Cheetah Girls 2 is really good. We get songs like Strut, we get Fuego, like that one is really fun, so I would definitely consider doing the Cheetah Girls 2, but definitely leave me more recommendations for what other early 2000s movies you want me to review and transform into, because you guys left me so many good ones last time. I have a running list going of movies I want to do, and I'm just having so much fun with this series. You know, I've said it a million times, I love the early 2000s. I love getting to dress how I wanted to in the early 2000s now. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They're always really cute and sweet like this one. Check out my description box for all of the makeup I used on my face today. I'll also put a link to the last video I did in my early 2000s movie transformation series, which is my aquamarine transformation. That one was super fun. You should totally check it out. And also in my description box, I will have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, and resources to support the LGBTQ+ community. So please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you with another early 2000s transformation really soon. Okay, bye!